I'm out here in the woods in the springtime doing one thing. This is the Tales of Mountain Creek Ranch. So what am I doing? Brandy and I have been hiking through the hills with Goober, doing one thing in the spring. Hunting the elusive Morel mushroom, one of Missouri's best secrets and treasures. I kind of like to think of it as an adult Easter egg hunt when you're running around in the spring looking for these amazing morels. So let's see what we can find. So this is a morel mushroom. And it's hard to find because you got to walk in the woods and you've got to look around certain kinds of trees like this ash tree. They like to grow around the base of ash trees and old dead logs. And so if I move this, you can see that this mushroom has a huge stalk on it, buried into the ground. I had a guy tell me one time that if you went out and you wanted to pick an apple, you would just pick an apple off of a tree. You wouldn't break the branch of the apple tree so you could get the apple. Mushrooms are kind of like that. There's this long branch that goes down into the ground like roots, and it's a series of fibers that stay there, go through their life cycles, and allow you to grow mushrooms every year like this. So when we come out to pick mushrooms, two things have to happen. One, we cannot go down into the ground for the mushroom. We have to pick and cut that mushroom off above the ground so it can grow back. And this is the beautiful mushroom that you end up with. When you harvest mushrooms like this and you leave the part of the stalk and the root, and you don't just yank it up out of the ground, you are really protecting the future. You're protecting future mushrooms grown in that spot. How did we know that this spot was out here in the middle of absolutely nowhere? Because all these years Goober's been coming here knowing that every year these mushrooms come back in this spot, and every year we nurture and protect that. Cultures and people are a lot like that. When we engage with people, we don't want to use them. We want to deepen relationships with them and nurture them. Take what they can give, but then give back so that they can continue to prosper in our cultures. These are so precious that when you actually find a place where they come back year after year, it becomes a big secret. And you don't want to tell anybody where you find your mushrooms. They're golden. And people have been known to get in fights over places that they have marked as their mushroom fields. My grandma used to tell me that when the lilacs bloomed, you better start looking for your mushrooms. Mushrooms grow probably anywhere from late March, mid-March, depending on what part of the country, all the way through to the first part of May. But April is usually the best month to find your mushrooms. Sometimes Easter weekend traditions kind of center around mushroom hunting for some families. And then the best way I enjoy eating these is soaking them, getting all the little bugs and sand and mud and dirt out of them, slicing it up, putting a little flour batter on it, and frying them up. They're wonderful, crunchy, and beautiful flavors. Missouri morel mushrooms. Now I'm going to ask you a favor, and I'm not going to tell you where I found these mushrooms, but I am going to ask you a favor, and that is, would you please subscribe to our channel on YouTube, Tails, T-A-I-L-S, M-C-R, Mountain Creek Ranch, Tails MCR on YouTube. Subscribe, follow us, like us. We're building our story. Thank you so much.